Hi, what's up, new Sibling Arise vid. As always, when the new Hunter drops, here's the full guide for it. In this video, I'm gonna go over everything you need to know, the best artifacts, the best cores, and the team to play with the Hunter, with the gameplay part at the end. But before we get into all this, make sure you support me on the Net Mobile Creator Program. The link is in the description and in the pinned comment below. All you need to do is link your game account to your Net Mobile account and click the support button. I'm sending new codes every day to every new supporters, and I have 3 brand new codes coming very soon, so stay tuned for that. Alright, so first thing first, what artifacts should you run on Lennart? Straight off the bat, I can tell you that the best option for him is for Iron Will and for Obsidian. Though you gotta be aware of something, if you're gonna run Obsidian, you need Lennart to be at least a 3. Otherwise, his MP recovery is way too low and you're just gonna end up below the Obsi threshold like all the time, basically. But to be honest, that being said, it doesn't really matter that much because I don't think you should be running Lennart if he's not a 3 at the minimum, honestly. He's worse than Cha, I can tell you that from the get-go. He's worse than Cha, so if you have Cha, you can even skip him, honestly. And he's way better than Mirai, but yeah, you kind of need him a 3 at least. For Iron Will is great just because he ults often, right? Like he ults basically non-stop, like on every rotation, so you're gonna stack it up really fast, and every 2 times you use your ult, because it's not gonna be up at every time, but every 2 times you use your ult, you'll have the 50% buff as well from Iron Will. And Obsidian obviously is just the best accessory set for any non-attack scalers Hunter. For the cores, on the top you want to run the orange one, same idea as Iron Will, you're gonna ult a lot, so it's gonna boost you pretty frequently. On the bottom one you want obviously the purple one to reduce your MP consumption as much as possible, and finally on the middle one there's multiple options honestly, but none of them really strikes as like indisputable in my opinion. It's like kind of like, yeah, preferences. Alright, so first of all there's the red one. Obviously on paper it's great, but realistically, since you run Lennart with Hansemi, you're never going to be below the threshold for the MP. And if you are below this threshold, that means you're about to lose your Opsi set as well. And I'd rather lose 6% defense and have my MP than lose 60% damage increase and have like 6% defense. Then you got the purple, which basically relies on you losing HP, which is not something you usually want. And honestly, it's not great either. And Hansemi is healing you, so. And lastly, you got the orange one that gets you shields every time you ult, which in my opinion is the best option because each time you're going to ult, you're going to get a shield. And each time you get a shield, you can proc the Guardian buff set, for example, if you run that on Hansemi. And yeah, I mean, but like at the same time, Hansemi also gives you shields. In all honesty, all 3 are pretty mid. So you can just choose whichever you prefer. And honestly, it's not going to make a huge impact anyways. So just make sure the main stat is additional defense and not defense percentage. So you have as much defense as possible on him. When it comes to like the actual middle core you have, I don't think it really matters. So for the skills you want to upgrade and focus on Lennart, obviously you want to max his ult and both of his basic skills first. Those 3 are your main focus, obviously, because this is where his damage comes from. You can also max the Corda if you want, but it's not as important. As for the skill rotation, it's fairly easy. Even retards could do it. It's basically you use the ult, you do both skills, and then you just go off. And then you switch back to him after you're done with your 2 hunters, ult, double skills. It's always the same thing. It's fairly easy. And speaking of the team with him, the best setup, in my opinion, obviously, is going to be to run Win Team with Goto and Hansemi. So on Goto, you want to run 4-piece Greed and 4-piece Desire. And for Hansemi, like I said earlier when I was talking about the cores, you're going to run Guardian and Sylph. The simple reason behind that is that if you run Blessing, due to how fast you rotate between your hunters, 1 time out of 2, Lennart is not going to have the Blessing buff because it's going to be on cooldown. Whereas if you run Guardian and Sylph, he'll basically have those 2 buffs at all times on every rotation. I prefer to have all buffs at all times, even if it's lower buffs, than having the Blessing buff, but just 1 rotation out of 2. It's my opinion. If you want to run full Blessing, you can. I'm not going to force you, but in my opinion, it's better. And obviously, like we said earlier, Lennart is going to run for Iron Will and for Obsidian. For the shadows, Bestie, Serbian, Iron, those were the ones I had the best results with. I also tried to have like Big Rock, it was kind of mid. I tried Kaisel, kind of mid. So yeah, Bestie is the way to go. And then obviously Serbian Iron as the 2nd and 3rd. They never change basically for hunters. For Lennart's stats, basically this is what I went for. And obviously it might change depending on the game mode you do, but in most cases, you're going to want to run with 200% crit damage, 30% plus damage increase, and your defense as high as possible. You don't need Death Pen for Yogg, you don't need Death Pen for much things now, because like Fachna also went away, the guild boss. So Death Pen is not really your focus. So yeah, damage increase, crit damage, and then your defense. And that's basically for Lennart's guide. I'll leave you guys now with the Yogg fight with the Win Team. And as always, if this video was helpful to you, make sure you drop a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, and also turn on the notification bell to not miss any more uploads. I'll see you guys in my next one. See ya.
りましたね。